Hi all, hope you're well. 9 o'clock, brilliant, spot on. Sullivan, it's nice to see you. Lex Liner, good evening, how are you? I did a video, earlier about taking control of things, and basically it's up to us to take control of the drinking, isn't it? Well, we're going to mention tonight something about, hello Magpie, how are you? About bank holiday blues. Now, do you remember, I never really worked many 9 to 5s because I was working shifts, but they used to call it the Sunday fears or something, didn't it? When you basically worried about the next day going to work. And there was a fantastic comedian who was in the northeast at the time. I think he always was actually. And he said, he said, it's unlucky to go to work the day after you've been off. It's a crazy one, isn't it? But when you think about it, people do get very nervous about going back to work, especially if they've had too much to drink. And especially bank holidays, it's 3 days, and it could be 4 days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on the boot. Blackstone, how are you doing? Nice to see you. So the Monday fears is bad, isn't it? Every Sunday night, yeah, it's weird, isn't it? But now it's on a Monday because of the bank holiday. So you get these fears about, wow, I've got to go back to work. Now, Bernard Manning was the last man. It wasn't Bernard, it was Bobby Thompson who said it's unlucky to go back to work the day after you've been off. Because he was always on the door. I think. He wasn't on the door. He was a comedian, but he was on about people, who never really did much. I remember going back to work, especially after holidays, and I used to work up to it. It was like a military operation, trying to plan how I was going to get myself sober. It was really bad, trying to get yourself pulled together a little bit because you've had too much to drink, and you think, well, wow, I've got to go back to work, and the fear of it all, bloody hell, it was like, what's going on here? Will I get into trouble? I don't know what I was worried about. I hadn't done anything wrong, but because of the anxiety levels. Hi, John. Hi, John. How are you doing? Hi, Steve. Hi, and everyone. Welcome. Nice to see you, John. How are you doing? I'm just talking about the bank holiday blues, which is the same as the Sunday fears, isn't it? You worry so much about going back to work, and really, when you get there, nothing's going to happen. But your anxiety builds up this huge fear or worry about everything, really. Hello, Beaver Chicken. How are you? Where have you been? Had a nice little break, haven't you? Must be nice for some. Have nights off. Nice to see you back, Lady M. Hope you had a good time. I'm just talking here again, if you missed it, about feeling down before you have to go back to work when you've had a heavy weekend and the booze. It's a horrible feeling, isn't it? When you were building up to it, because I didn't do many 9 to 5s. Like I said, I was on shifts, but just say I had to go on an 8 to 4 or something, or I don't know, 2 to 10 tomorrow. I'd be worried all night about getting to work. How would it be received? Would everyone think I've been drinking? All the anxiety was like madness, really. Blacks, I remember when I was around 19 going to a job interview at a petrol station. I was drinking a bottle of gin. I didn't get the job. What you're saying, yeah. If somebody lit a match, it would have blown the petrol station up, wouldn't it? Dan, good evening. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, so the fears of going back to work, it's all linked to the anxiety levels, isn't it, really? Keith said, hi, it was lovely sitting back with a cup of tea, listening to the words. The fear days, the judge dreads, no more before work. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? How are we so linked to this? The anxiety levels were absolutely so acute with me. It was absolutely amazing how I actually survived, because it was just completely, I was just completely taken by it, I suppose. But some people haven't got anxiety. Well, I did. I think my anxiety came before the actual physical issues. If that makes sense. Because I don't think that I felt unwell, particularly. I just felt anxious. That was the problem. And I just didn't want to be associated with things. When I was sober, I was fine. It's really weird. Stoic guy going into work Monday morning, having been up all night drinking and using shake and sweating. Yeah, it's horrendous, isn't it? And using shaking, sweating, wanting to cry, but can't not go in or I'd get the sack. Yeah, it's a fear, isn't it? Again, the fear factor. That's why it's called a fear, isn't it? Wonder why that won't. The job, yeah. Nick, good evening all. I hope you all had a good week. Yeah, good bank holiday. I'm just talking about how it's so different to go back to work after you've been on the booze. You don't sleep properly. And I said I didn't do that many 9 to 5s. It's just the same hour. I used to do shifts, and I would be going back on the Monday night duty. But I'd have all Monday during the day off, but I always felt really nervous, you know. Steve Prod, good evening all. Nice to see you. So this fear was quite palpable, really. Kaz, how are you doing, Kaz? Nice to see you. Keep chatting away. I hope you well. Have you got a date for your rehab yet? I think you mentioned the other day you're still waiting for a day. But Stoic sums it up there. You know, going to work Monday morning, having been up all night, you just feel terrible, don't you? It's hard to get through the first day or so, first few hours even. Been up high. Do you miss drinking just a tiny little bit? I don't, to be honest. If somebody offered me all the money in the world to have one pint, it didn't do any good. Even when I was younger, I used to get hangovers. So I wouldn't want to go back to those days. I like waking up fresh, you know. Yeah, Stoic, Steve, probably good having you. Yeah, nice to see you. John Doe, evening everybody. It's nice to see quite a few. There's 30 odd people here. If you'd like to support the channel, then please feel free to drop a super chat in or buy me a coffee, links at the top for those who don't know. It helps the channel to keep strong and to grow, and we're helping more and more people, I think. So we get a lot of positive feedback with this. I don't think anybody else or any group of people do this every night or even once a week, as far as I'm aware. They pump a lot of videos out, but I think these live sessions help people a hell of a lot because it's interactive, isn't it? If you like this sort of thing, or they like the ones-on-ones, just press the like button as well and watch the videos, and you know the rest of it. You know what to do. I think a lot of alcoholics find city ways to drink during work. I think they do if they're not on high pressure jobs. Where I couldn't drink when I was a policeman, not in uniform. But I know what you're saying. Yeah. Next few minutes seem like hours to do, man, don't they? The first day back at work, Jesus, there's a headache and it just feeling out with your body. You weren't in control of yourself, were you? You know what I'm saying? Did you ever have accidents? Oh, you often fell in Epping Forest when it was really dark in the winter on the way back from the underground. Yeah, I had about a 15-minute walk back home from Epping Underground Station. Blackstone never can't do it. Too dangerous and too much to lose. No, you can't go back. You lose your life. That's the problem. You know what I mean? That's the thing. You will lose your life at the end of the day. And those who don't lose their life early will have a hell of a lot of medical problems. You need a lot more care, you see. They feel definitely 100%. Dan, when you go back to work Monday and someone says, who was drinking last night because it's coming out of your pores? Yeah. They know, don't they? They know. People can tell. You're sweating, you don't feel well. You left around the Monday. I remember going in for one early turn, you know, and a lot of us drank, and I couldn't hold a cup of tea properly. And I noticed other people couldn't, but just me. And it was very easy to notice the big drinkers amongst us. A bit red, a little bit shaky until about lunchtime, or maybe breakfast time. A big fried breakfast, you felt a little bit better. But that was going back in my 20s. So even then, there were problems. There were definitely hangovers, and definitely with signs of withdrawal then, really, quite young. And I'll never forget the feeling of having a few weeks off, a couple of weeks off, say, a few weeks off, 10 days even, and then you'd go on the booze, and then you'd hate coming back, wouldn't you? Not because you wanted to stay away, but you didn't want to go back to work. You didn't want to stop drinking, that was the problem. It's really bad. The Monday Club, yeah. I worked on the buildings in my late teens. Sites would be so empty on Mondays. Well, it's sick day Monday, isn't it? Tomorrow will be sick day as well. I think I mentioned it before, but I did a little bit of work with the NHS. The ambulance service actually when they were on strike, when I was about 27, I think. Going about a long time now. And there were statistics came out then. I was speaking to one of the doctors in the hospital because you had a bit of downtime with that. With ambulance men were on strike, ambulance men and women, and the staff were on strike. And I remember speaking to a doctor about Mondays and drinking and all that. And he said the highest figures for heart attacks, or the highest figures heart attacks on the underground, it was a Monday between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. It's a stress, isn't it? Going back to work. It's a statistic that's still standing firm, I think. The French never have public holidays, only go on retreats. Well, sounds a lot better, doesn't it? But that line there is so right about the building sites, so empty. The offices will be empty, not empty, but it's been a nice summer this year. People had a big shot in the winter. Buxton, there was an older guy where I used to work. He could tell he was drinking too much, but always miss work, be shaking, dishevelled. Yeah, it gets you like that, doesn't it? You're not yourself. You become completely controlled by it, and your body just disintegrates, really, doesn't it? It just deteriorates and deteriorates so quick. So did you ever go to an early house like 6 a.m. start? Yeah, I did, Keith. Yeah, we used to finish at 6:30 in central London because of the way the underground worked. But we used to go to places in Borough Market and in the East End, and were packed, absolutely packed. Rosie Joy, nice to see you. How are you? There's 50 people on. All right. Samara, good evening. Stephen, chat, nice to see you. I'm just talking to Sue about the going back to work after you've had a few days off, or even going back to work for a day off when you've been on the booze. The fears, the anxiety, the problems you'd have mentally and physically, I tell you what, this is the weird time of year. The leaves are falling off the trees, but you can still have a barbecue. Yeah, it's true. It's been a good summer. Here in Rosie. And driver, nice to see you. How are you doing? Blackstone, I want to ask you this last night. How much responsibility do you think Weatherspoons and other sources with self-alcoholic? And I think Weatherspoons had a lot of impact on alcoholism. And 2023, they haven't got the figures for 2024 yet. 2023 was the highest alcohol-related death figure ever. So there may be a little bit of evidence that younger people aren't drinking as much. I think they are drinking as much. They're just not drinking in pubs. Because I spoke to a liver disease nurse who specialises in liver disease, and she said that cirrhosis of the liver is presenting in much younger people, which is a worry. Well, for the NHS, but we weren't here. We're past that. We've got to just push on for ourselves now. The figures speak for themselves, really. Con, good evening. How are you? Hi, Kaz. Hope you're doing all right. If you want to, boost the channel or subscribe to it, not subscribe to it. Support the channel, then please drop a super chat because these lives are going really well now. Or is it buy me a coffee link at the top? Tell you what, do you know Weatherspoon is the name of a teacher that told the creator of Weatherspoons that he would never make anything of himself? He named the pub chain or something. I didn't know that. Because Tim Martin, who owns Weatherspoons, who started it, was the barrister, wasn't he? Bob Lucas saying no to digital ID. Yeah, I agree. Say no to a cashless society as well. You know, cash about. Stoic was in Asda with the wife this morning, and the bloke I knew was with his wife and kids. He thanked me for taking him to the first AA meeting, saying as his family around him because of me. That's fantastic, isn't that good? Yeah, it's good that people respect you for that and reward you for that by the words, I've had a few people say, you saved my life, and to get that message is like, wow, I'm making a difference, I had a missed call just now from work. She rarely calls me, but usually it's when she's pissed after a long weekend. I like to help, but it's tough listening to a drunk person. Yeah, I know what you mean. They're asking for you maybe just cover a shift or something, aren't they? That's the problem. Roger J, but it gives you a warm feeling. Yeah, well done, Stoic, 100%. If you want to support the channel, then please feel free to drop a super chat in or buy me a coffee links at the top. I've got a lot of people on tonight early, which is brilliant. 50, 40 minutes is pretty good. You see, we're the exclusive few that are either sober or getting sober. Stoic, Manchester United, she probably won't remember calling me on my pretend she didn't. Yeah, I know what you're saying. This is the problem, isn't it? When you're boozing, you forget things, you forget who you called, you forget what you said, even. And it's a very, very damaging substance. But I'll never forget the feelings. Coming back from holiday was worse than weekends off. Because you've been drinking more, haven't you? You get used to it. When you're a big drinker, you get used to the lavish lifestyle. I think this is why the rich and famous die very young, some of them, because they've got all the time in the world, haven't they? They don't have to get up on Tuesday, tomorrow morning. I just lie in bed, have another gin and tonic, another bottle of beer, sit on the balcony in the sunshine somewhere, and get themselves pulled round, hair of the dog, but a nice bit of lunch, prawn salad or something, go out for a steak at night, and they're back on it again because they've got no pressure, even though they're drinking. The more pressure you've got, the worse your illness is going to be because stress is a big killer. There were figures published recently that people in the south drink more than people in the north, but people in the north die younger of alcohol-related disease due to other factors. Pablo, what was that? We're home, not drinking. Brilliant. That's the game, isn't it? That's the game. John Doe, back in the day, everywhere was empty on Sundays. I loved it. I remember trying to find a shop open to get a loaf of bread, a pint of milk. I'd rather that than nowadays. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's a funny old world, isn't it? Titus Salts built a mill, a village, and a hospital for his workers, but never built a pub in the village because he didn't want his staff coming in drunk or hungover. Yeah, well, that's the reason the pubs used to close at 10:30, isn't it, on a Sunday? To try and get people a little bit sober for Monday. But still, Monday is the worst day for sick leave. It's not sick leave, it should be called hangover note, not sick note. Stoic to Manchester, don't answer, mate. Your recovery isn't worth risking. When she's sober, have a talk with her and tell her you're in recovery. Don't need drunk calls. Good point. Jason, good day, beautiful. How are you doing? Let's see. How's things in Australia, isn't it? Yeah? Got people from all over the world. It's fantastic, isn't it? What an amazing group of people we've got. Solid group of people, which is what we want. But I don't know how we'll combat this. The only way to combat this is Monday morning blues or Tuesday morning blues is to not drink, isn't it? I did a video tonight about, it's all in our control, this alcohol thing. Don't think it's controlling you. You've got to get a grip of it. No matter how much people tell you, you have to get a hold of it yourself, Johnny, my local was one of them. It closed at 3 p.m, been reopened at 7. I think those were the hours, weren't they? On a Sunday at 7 or 10:30. Cars, that's one thing I've noticed. I hate being around drunk people or talking to drunk people. If I've not had a drink myself, yeah, because you think they're talking nonsense, don't you? Talking absolute rubbish, Neil Hughes, hi Steve, how are you doing, Neil? Nice to see you. Submariner, all morality goes out of the window when you're an addict. It's hard to keep up with who you've told lies to and what lies have been told then. That's true. Yeah, you don't care as long as you get your drink because you're addicted. Dennis Money, good evening, Steve. How are you doing? When I said cheers, Stoic, I think it would be much better. I think anyone else in work knows she has a major drink problem. Nice to see you, Neil. Good. Glad you're well. If you start associating with very drunk people, not that it would trigger me, but I find you've got enough to do in life without helping everybody else. Because I know I do it, but I'm a bit different. I've got plenty of time. The thing is that when you're in a busy life, you start to get people ringing up for advice on drinking. It's like I said earlier, this video I did tonight, it's under their control to stop. Nobody can tell you. Well, they can tell you to stop. You're not going to. Your doctor told me in my late 20s to stop. I didn't. It's not until you have a good reason to stop, and you need to find something which is more important to you than alcohol, as I mentioned before. And you can't just do it because you fancy stopping on Thursday. It's not as easy as that. You have to have a strong will, and you've got to be able to say, well, I'm going to change my habits. It's a different type of life now I've got, and you're gonna have to be strong. Jason, unfortunately, I'm drinking at 6:20 a.m, but your efforts are definitely helping. No problem, Jason. You'll get there in the end if you want to. I mean, some people don't want to give up. It's up to them. I've got a few people I know I used to drink with who are quite ill with it. One's had pancreatitis twice. He drinks all day and he's taken 17 tablets. So he obviously doesn't want to give up, does he? That's the thing. Some people don't. Some people just carry on, hope it gets better, but never does it? So Manchester, all you can do is advise her to reach out. It's true. You can't fight her addiction for her. Yeah, exactly. She has to want it herself. You've got to want to be sober. It's not that easy. And the hardest part is staying sober, isn't it? And not being drawn back in. Because once you're drawn back in, then it's a minefield of disaster, and you're in a whole world of trouble then, and you're drawn back in. you're mentally, physically, and emotionally. I just don't think it's I don't think it's viable to even have one ever really when you've got a problem. Even if you've got a minor problem, because you know it's going to end in disaster, don't you? I found to say no. Okay, I got me good promotion, but trying to please people just added to my anxiety and stress. Just made me drink more. We are people pleasers, aren't we? We're very much people pleasers. That's a massive problem. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Doe. It's good to see a lot of familiar faces and a lot of new faces. Very busy tonight, isn't it? Just shows a lot of people do need help. Oh, thousands, hundreds of thousands. We'll get a lot of people on here. We'll get you all sober if we can. Cars say me 100% agree. I have to stay clear of drunk people. I've noticed in their company. Yeah, you don't want to get too involved, really. Samantha, hi. How are you doing? Nice to see you. You okay? Hope you've had a good bank holiday. I'm just talking here about the back to work fears. Whether it's a Sunday or a Monday, especially on a Monday after a bank holiday, people don't want to return to work. And a lot of people will be sick tomorrow. But it's not a sick note, it's a hangover note, or I'm still drunk note, isn't it? Because people do not want to return to the office, especially if they've been drinking. People don't want to go anywhere to start with, but when you feel anxiety and you feel rough and feel sick when you're driving to work, it's not much fun, is it? Sunday evening all, how are you doing? Lieutenant drawn back in. Yes, I can have 1, 2, or 3 days later, but normal levels and misery, yeah. You can start 1 or 2 and you'll end up with 100 and then you'll be back to square one. So just don't do it. You cannot drink again. Once you've got that in your head, then things will improve. When you're sober, your life will improve. It's as simple as that. Nick Field, working up in Darlington and Middlesbrough tomorrow. Oh, no, I'm not there this week, I don't think. But if you get a chance, go to the Pig Iron pub or the Central. That's a crazy place. Jason, it actually excites me to think about being sober and the freedom. Well, it is freedom. You feel better, you'll want to do more, you've got more energy. And overall, you'll get your life back. Because you'll not be trapped anymore. You feel drunk, people do my head in too, Dennis. I find it massively triggering. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You've got to keep away from people that aren't doing you any good. Strive to be with people who are going to enhance your life rather than bring you down. What about a friend who only makes contact when he wants to drink and babble on? I put him off until eventually he wears me down. Well, just block him. Dylan, I drank this weekend. Wasn't what I expected. Buzz was shit. The buzz gets worse or less as you get older. If you need help, get in touch with me. The thing is that there isn't a buzz. When I had my last few years of drinking, I was just drinking to stay alive. So I was self-medicating. I thought I was staying alive. It was killing me, really. It was a fear of any withdrawals and fear of seizures, really. Beef and I worked at a car dealership, and if you called out, call it a Monday or Friday, it was a mandatory drug and alcohol test, right? Well, there you go. It's the best way to do it, isn't it? Cars, people, I have a friend like that comes around after work with some empty miniatures in his pockets. It's a London cabbie. There you go. Yeah, beef and chicken to Dylan. Yeah. So if you like the format of these lives and you benefit from them, then please drop a super chat in. The Buy Me a Coffee link is at the top if you wish to support us. Thanks very much. Yeah, the whole world is seems to be in a mess at the moment. The UK in particular, with the alcohol, it's definitely getting worse. I don't know why they haven't released the death. I know it sounds a bit morbid, this, but they haven't released the figures for alcohol-related deaths in 2024 yet. And we're talking about 1st September next Monday, so there's something going on, isn't it? And you've got Wetherspoons who are selling pints for £1.50. I don't know how they do it, to be honest. And I've seen people in there at 9 o'clock, in there every day. They won't last long. There's a table of about 5 or 6 people that I used to drink with a few years ago. 3 of them have died, and 2 of them were younger than me. The other one's got pancreatitis. The other one had a stroke and broke his hip. And there's only one left. I don't know what he's doing. He's about 6 stone wet through. He blew away in a high wind, They're all ill. That's basically what I'm saying. They've carried on with the booze. They're all very, very poorly. John Doe, there's all sorts of people that need help in here. drunk or sober. Maybe the drunk people don't like you either. We don't know, do you? You've got to get used to people being a bit strange with you when you get sober. Because I think it's a jealousy factor. They want to be sober. It's not easy getting sober, isn't it? If you can crack it. And I said before, you're in the exclusive minority, really, aren't you? So we've got 55 people on 25 minutes. That's brilliant. We'll do it, and we're going to aim to get to 100 by the end of September. Fez, how you doing? Nice to see you. But yeah, it's a bad do, this alcohol thing. It's never going to stop. It's going to get worse. We can't fight ourselves. What we can do is look after our own people here, and whoever wants to join along with it, with a fight, really. Because it is a fight, it's a battle. And there's nothing better than being sober. What about Kaz? This mate will eventually say, let's meet in the pub across the road from where I work. He knows when I finish. Text me to say he's there. We'll just ignore him. You can't have other people, because what will happen is you'll get in a mess, right? And all these people who've encouraged you to drink will walk away. Because I think there's a common thread here with alcoholics, especially when I do this mentoring thing, the one-to-one program. And I speak to people on video chat and whatnot. They're all pretty affable people, decent folk, who are overthinkers and who have got anxiety issues and who try and help. And the hard-nosed twats around us will just walk away and leave you in a mess. So you've got to mentally toughen up. You're all smart people, but you've got to mentally toughen up, and you've got to be aware that it's not for you anymore. The boozing, it's finished, and that chapter is closed. It's done. That door is closed, and it's been locked, and the key's been thrown away. Kevin O'Hara bought a coffee. Thanks for your work with these. I'm no longer in Manchester. Move back to Dublin. Well, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for that coffee. Thanks very much, mate. All the best. I thought that Kevin O'Hara's got the site. Thanks very much, Kevin. Appreciate that. Anybody else wants to drop a coffee in or a super chat, then please feel free to do so. We've got 64 people here, which is pretty good. Obviously, a few people have been a bit taking it easy over the weekend. I've been trying to guess what your convertible is. It must be a nice it's a SLK, an old, not an old one, it's a nice Mercedes. Just been through the MOT, actually, no problems at all. Good cars, Mercedes. Else 1920, you'll realise that those people who leave, even for not going to the pub, weren't your friends. Yeah, they're just drinking buddies. Not even buddies of mine anymore, to be honest. If you know you have a problem, he's not your friend. Yeah, if that's the thing. People love to see you down, It's terrible, really, isn't it? It's a sick world. It's just filling that void. Gets tougher with age. Get yourself some more interest. That's the thing. As I've said before, go and join a hotel gym. It's not that expensive. You can go and just lie around on the beds. Pretend you're Hugh Hefner or something. Put some music on and just lie there in a gown. It doesn't cost very much. I used to do that a couple of times a day. It takes up all your time. You'll meet people who are healthy as well. Take a book. Take your iPad and log in to do something. Some alerts to text, you can view text without the person knowing you've read it. You know that person. Yeah, exactly, Fez. Brian, 65. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Thanks, Stephen. That's me. Oh, cheers, mate. Kevin O'Hara runs the alcohol free site. I thought it was, yeah. Cheers, mate. I appreciate that. And I hope you enjoy Dublin. DB, Kevin O'Hara from Habits Free too. That's him, yeah. Similar. Be nice talking to you, Kevin. Keep in touch, obviously. Next one has anyone you only meet around alcohol is not a friend. Of course they're not. They're just drinking with you. A lot of people trying to get free drinks. I had one guy, sort of drinking, but he always used to try and buy a pint with a few coppers, got a bit of 5p's. Oh, I'll just get a half. He was there all night getting a half. Everyone used to buy him drinks. He's an idiot. Anyone you only meet, is your partner an ex-drinker as well? No, she's got no problems like we have. But I did. My ex-wife wasn't a drinker either, so it's only me who's been in a mess. But I'm completely free now and completely sober, and which is brilliant. So my life's excellent. It's the best it's ever been, actually, which is good. And I've turned things around. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but if I can do it, then any of you can do it. Because I was very ill. Alice 1920 for me, trying to find someone to be with who doesn't want to drink or go on a bar date is hard in this days. Yeah, maybe you've got to try and change the venue or just coffee shop it to start with, maybe. I might do a dating thing in the future. Christopher, I'm Bruster. Talk a bit loud. Sorry, talk a bit about the band you was in. What songs did you play? It's a bit off subject, but I did a bit of U2 and a bit of rock and roll, that sort of thing. I used to play the bass. So yeah, anybody else had any issues with this anxiety then? Especially returning to work. Because it's a big celebration when you finish work, isn't it? Even when you're not drinking. But if you're a drinker, it's like, wow, I've got a whole week to drink. And it's if you won the lottery, isn't it? Get an extra day to drink. I met a young guy recently I was talking to, he's only in his 20s. He said, I need a bit of advice about alcohol. I said, oh yeah, what's the problem? He said, I'm going to, I need to be, what did I say? I need to be normal on Saturday. I said, what do you mean normal? He said, I need to get up early because I've got to take my girlfriend some relation to the airport. But I always get hammered on a Friday. And I said, well, just take it easy. I can't do that. I've been drinking for years, you know. He was trying to get himself one day where he could just get up as a normal guy. And he struggled, you know. He told me after he drank too much, he was in a mess. It's very difficult even for social drinkers to come off it. They've got this weekend thing. Where that comes from, I don't know, because I work shifts, so I could have a Wednesday off and go get hammered. So it's all different. David, I struggle to stay sober on dates. I'm autistic and my social anxiety is horrendous. Alcohol is the first thing that ever numbed my anxiety. Family, I wasn't afraid of socialising. I was so quiet. I think we're all a bit like that when we're younger, though, a little bit shy and whatnot. But I understand where you're coming from. You've got to try and work through that. You can work through that anxiety, DB. You can. John, you can't always blame friends for you being around alcohol. I see my best friend probably only twice, 3 times a year now. He doesn't know about my drink issues. I can't tell him. Fair enough. Good point, John. Neil, I did have anxiety when drinking, but it soon went away when I stopped. Yeah, it did with me as well. Disappeared very quickly. If you want to drop a super chime, please do. To support the channel, it helps us keep it strong and moving along and current. And there's also a buy me a coffee link at the top there. It's much appreciated. Every support we get. I did have anxiety when I'm drinking. Yeah, the anxiety will go in time, pretty quickly, really. So on Earth, I slightly disagree. I have a girlfriend who was the manager of Victoria Wine off license. She had a flat above the shop. It didn't end well when she reviewed the shop CCTV because better, yeah. Just need a few bottles of wine in. Gets us in a mess, isn't it? So when anybody reaches for a drink, you've got to think about how bad you're going to feel, how bad you felt in the past. Because we've all been through some carry on and some trauma. And I couldn't face going back to hospital. And I'm way past that now. I know if I drink, I'll be dead. My life's far too good. I wouldn't want to let people down. It's as simple as that. That's what I'm saying. But maybe I found it a bit easier. I only drank for 5 years out of the last 20. And that was a bit by default. I started again. But when you're off it, you enjoy the simple things in life, you know. A cup of coffee, a walk in the park. Just being normal becomes a delight when you've been ill. Because one of my proudest achievements was going to a gig last year and coming home. So yeah, come so sober from a gig. It's incredible, isn't it? It feels good, doesn't it? But when you look around you, there's so many other people drinking, aren't there? All over the place. Even today, I'm just walking around local high street. There's bars there and there's people sitting outside, and you know, it's mad, isn't it? Okay, Enoch bought a coffee. Thanks very much for that. And cheers, Stephen. Thanks very much for the coffee. Appreciate that. It's massive support for the channel, you know. The odd coffee or the super chat if you want to drop one in. Appreciate that, Enoch. Thanks again. You've got to get sober for yourself. That's the main thing, and you've really got to be aware of it. I think Samantha mentioned that it's like a devil, isn't it? It's just waiting to grab your back. That's the problem. Real Farmer, good evening. How is everyone? There's a lot of people on here, Real Farmer. There's a lot of people on. I presume everyone's doing well. Hi, Stephen, everyone. A day out in the sunshine, no beer or a beverage. Fantastic, Richard. You're doing well. That's the game, isn't it? To be able to go out and not think about alcohol and relax alcohol, you know? That's the thing. You need to be able to relax without any alcohol. When you've cracked that, you're on the way up, aren't you? Real farmer, hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, everyone hit the like button. There's about 57 people, isn't it? Rich Bruce, hi to everyone. Yeah, it's good to have a day out, alcohol free. I'm caught in a pathetic routine at the moment, sleeping for a few hours, wake up, a few drinks, rinse and repeat, just to try to avoid the anxiety. That's the problem I had, Jason. Trying to avoid the anxiety. Real farmer, smash the like button. Yeah, definitely. Samantha, good job, Richard. Yeah, endorse that as well. Fantastic. Well done, Samantha, for saying that. You know, if you can go and have a nice day out and not think about it or not drink, it's a big step forward. That, you know, it's baby steps. It's recovery, baby steps. But soon you'll be running if you follow what I'm telling you to do, and that's to change your mindset. Do a one-to-one. There's a link to the one-to-ones in the description. It doesn't cost a lot. It's turned a lot of people's lives around the way I've spoken to them. But what they've done by speaking to people on video, I can tell a lot, and it's been very successful actually. First DB, my stepdad would say, "Don't go on dates." Then my best friend is autistic. She's 9 years sober. Fantastic, 9 years, isn't it? Richard, thanks you, Samantha. Yeah, well done, Richard. Keep going with it all. Keep strong. You see, when it goes a little bit darker, I don't know why I did that. When it starts to get the winter, this is when people have problems. This is when they'll be on here saying, "Oh, help me, help me, help me." So you need to get it in your head now that the winter's coming. This is going to be a difficult time for a lot of people. And start to focus on looking after yourself. Now, don't wait till next week. Do it today. Don't put it off. Jason, get yourself help. Sounds like you're in too deep to go cold turkey. I was the same that later stage, yeah, and me. I couldn't go cold turkey because I had seizures, as I've told you before. So frightening. Dave McKinney, hi Stephen, do you have any lingering health complaints from your drinking? I'm all good now, thanks Dave. Everything's tickety-boo. I didn't never smoke and I was extremely fit when I was younger. I think that helped. Because if you what you do now will project in the future, really, won't it? So if you've got a chance to eat properly now, eat properly now. If you've got a chance to exercise now. Do things now. I was talking to my son-in-law to be the other day. They were talking about medical people, top surgeons. And when you watch them in these documentaries, and the surgeons are talking, they'll say, "When do you think we should do the operation?" And the top guy will say, "Now. We need to do it now." Right? They don't waste time, these people. Professionals do not waste time. They can't just say, "Oh, I can't be bothered today, I feel a bit tired." Do it now. And that's what you've got to pick up on. If you want to get sober, start thinking about it now. Start doing something about it. I don't think anybody should just stop immediately when you've been drinking heavily, but start to plan it. Sort of plan it before it gets to winter. So that's when people struggle. New farmer, last day of summer day, really just gone quick. It was coffee for me now. I had a good dinner. Brilliant. Coffee's good for you. It protects the liver, actually, would you believe? So come off antidepressants 3.5 years ago. Quit drinking drugs 2.5 years ago. Quit smoking in December, gone. First day today with no vape. Give my wife strength. Well done. Is she supporting you, Stoic? I presume she is. That's brilliant. There's a hell of a lot of bonus to be had by having a strong partner. Massive bonus. And I've got one, and it makes a big difference. Because when you feel a bit weak, somebody just push you along, urge you along, nudge you along. And that's why I think this will help as well. We're not partners, but we're all in the same boat as it were. We've all been there, haven't we? Yes, well done, Stuart. Says, you can't be there for family if you drink. Of course you can't. My daughter has a mild reaction to eating carrots. Thought there was going to be an A&E job or pollen allergy through the rest of drink away. Yeah, this is another reason. Your kids need you, Your kids do need you. You need to be around. Yeah, it's one of those. Well done. Keep going. Yeah, fantastic. A lot of success stories, isn't it? Anxiety and depression is probably one of the biggest contributing factors to alcohol addiction. It is, yeah, but anxiety comes with alcohol as well. I wasn't anxious or depressed when I started drinking. That came after the alcohol. To be fair, it all sort of mashes into one, doesn't it? One thing modes into another, as it were. Jason, I go for many days without getting drunk, but then I get the itch to play out loud music and just zone out. Then the bloody bender begins. You must change. You've got to get some help, Jason. Yeah. Look at the one-to-ones that I do. There's a link in the description, part of all the videos. Hey Steve, how you doing, Rains? Thanks, Savannah. So I only keep going for my kids, not seeing mum in 20 years, really. Wow, that's sad. Ollie Sweeney, I nearly jumped into a river to try and stop the feelings of a panic attack for binge. I actually hate panic attacks. I can't even swim, 8 months sober now, and never felt better. There's a better life out there. Well said, Ollie. Well said. There's a lot of new people on here. If you want to drop a super chat in, then please do. It doesn't have to be a lot. It helps support the channel, helps it keep going. Because we're doing it every night now. It takes a bit of effort to do that, as you can imagine. And all the videos and this, that, and the other. And the buy me a coffee links at the top. And thanks for those who bought a coffee so far. And I haven't had any super chats in, but so be the first if you want to be. And support the channel. 100% Shiva went downhill worse when I became single. Yeah, it's difficult when you're on your own. You've got to have a strong partner. In life anyway. My wife has been my rock. She's never touched drugs, doesn't have a drink problem, but doesn't drink. Tell me, she'll have the odd glass of wine even if we go for a meal now. Yeah, I'm not worried about my partner's glass of wine because I'm sober now. I like being sober. People have got to live their lives. Alcohol controls. We control anybody else. So you've got to be. I think one thing that being sober has done for me, it's made me more relaxed in life. And that was particularly tense. But when I was drinking too much, I was extremely anxious. It caused me so many problems. So we've got 67 people on, which is incredible. 41 minutes on the bank holiday Monday. So get the super chats in, guys, and let's keep it going. We're going to get that 100 soon. We'll have a massive celebration. We're going to meet up anyway in January, aren't we? And panic disorder came first for me. Before doing obviously drinking made it worse. I've never had panic disorder until I was really, really at the bottom of the bottle, really, as it were, drinking all the time, or drinking heavily. In the early days, I never had it. But everyone's different. Like Lennon Stoic philosophy, that's nice that you have a rock partner. On me too. You need a solid partner. Well, you don't need one. If you've got one, it makes life easier. Both sides of the coin, isn't it, really? The panic attack thing, let's talk about that for a minute. Mine used to come as in the form of when I was driving. And, Taz, anxiety, yes, panic, no. Yeah, I thought maybe it's both the same thing. The panic was like, I go in a shop and I said, God, I can't stay in the shop, I have to come out again. And I'm like, trying to walk this taxi or bus stop or car for that one at the time. Because a lot of the time I didn't have a car, couldn't drive. I just left the car at home. And when I did drive, I couldn't drive on straight roads. Kind of fear of like something happening to me. And I couldn't get off the straight road, which is mad, isn't it? So your old lady's diamond to put up with what you've told us. Don't lose her. For some reason, I think everyone's staring at you. You do? Yeah. It's a sort of paranoia, isn't it? John, do a super chat? I'll click the link above. People Steve's here to help us at the end of the day. It doesn't take a cost much. Yeah, I like that, John. Cheers. John said, super chat or click the link above. Steve's here to help us at the end of the day. If it doesn't take much. No, it doesn't cost a lot. Just a little super chat. It makes a massive difference to the channel. If you want to do that. Thanks to everybody. Samara, Kaz, Samantha, and you've done well, Stroke. Well done. Colin, I was told today that it would be November before I'll get a residential detox bed. Nobody even offered that to me, ever. So you've done well to get in but I know it's a little while yet. Colin, thanks very much for that super chat. Really appreciate that. Good man, Colin. Cheers. Really appreciate that. It makes such a difference to the channel, these donations. It's incredible. Thank you. I bought the whiskey a day isn't enough now to get in. It's crazy. Yeah, driving made me panic, so I gave it up. No, you can't drive. Thanks again, Con. Appreciate it. With the loneliness, I think the value of community is completely underrated. It's so hard to get over anxiety or addiction. It is very difficult, yeah. We've got a community on here now, haven't we? So we're going to help people. Panic attacks are horrible. I've had a couple when my wife was terminal and a newborn baby. I hadn't a clue what it was all about, and I wasn't even drinking much. Panic attacks are horrendous. Well, the libido just vanished lately. After drinking every 40 years, that's enough to get me sober. Well, if you got get sober, you can get onto the links. I'll take you through it. Bless your stroke. Thank you. Good luck. Yeah, thanks, Beef and Chicken, for endorsing that. John Doe, it's more depression with me, not so much anxiety. With me, it became. I think my depression came when I wasn't getting any better, even in a hospital environment. But I did eventually. The doctors were like, "Take your time, take your time. I like something to happen now." My partner would endorse that. It was going to happen now, but it doesn't. Nothing will work for you in life unless you're consistent. Just take it easy. Even coming off the booze, take it easy. What about I find I have to stay indoors on most days, or if I stay outside like a homing pigeon, I'll end up in a pub. Yeah, funny enough, I don't drink in the house. I used to drink in the house and at home. Joe Appleton, thanks very much for that super chat. Really appreciate these. Thank you, Joe. Nice to see you on here. Nice to see everybody because we've had nearly 70 people, which is really good. It's getting busier, and trust me, there'll be hundreds on here by middle of October when it gets cold and horrible. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, Con, for your super chats and your donations, and the 2 coffees as well. Makes a massive difference. What I find I have to stay indoors if you go into a pub all the time. Rains, I had panic attacks too, especially at work. Going to my job, sleep deprived and hungover, and my body's sweating and craving. Yeah, it's horrendous, isn't it? What we do to ourselves. The addiction bringing you back. That's what brings you back in. Manchester 999. They reckon the Danish are some of the most content people in the world, and they have the highest rate of club membership. Really, I didn't know that. Interesting, that isn't it? The Danish have a lot of clubs. I suppose it's you say a community feel, isn't it? You can speak. I've got a WhatsApp group as well, and that's going to be big because it'll be 24 hours. There'll be somebody on there all the time. Because you get questions come into your head at 3 o'clock in the morning, don't they? On a Saturday morning or Sunday morning when everyone's closed. And you think, well, there's nobody to ask. But there is somebody to ask on here. There will be somebody to ask. What's happened there? I should get type, So what I'm saying is, if you stick on here, stick on the WhatsApp group, be somebody to help. And that's what you need. You can't do it on your own. It's really hard. Joe, 70 days tomorrow. Fantastic. And 7 likes. Come on, champions. Joe, well done. 17 days. 3 weeks soon. Can't be better than that. Excellent work, Joe. Welcome to the new people. Yeah, welcome to the new people. There's a lot of new people on, which is great. So it means it's been pushed out, isn't it? That's what we need, more new people. Because the more people we help, the more gratifying it is for us, isn't it? Because the people who've been here since the start are getting more confident. And some of the stories are horrific. But only we know. It's very confidential, this. Well, I hope it is. On here, anyway. You can talk openly. It's a safe space for people to talk about their issues. I've told you a lot about mine. I don't hold back. There's no need to. Because unless you actually tell people what you've been through, they don't understand. Most people here have told us terrible tales of where they've got to with alcohol and the other personal stuff, On the water now, the clock has struck my cut-off time and day. Well, at least you've got a cut-off. I never had a cut-off. I had no off switch with the booze. And it was horrendous having no off switch because you never know when to give it up, do you? You want it to go on. You want the night to keep going on and on and on. It's not going to do that, is it? I know it's dark and cozy in your house and all that. But tomorrow morning when the alarm goes off, it's like, fucking hell. Jesus, what have I done? You might finish work at 4 o'clock on a Friday. Run the booze, I drank all day Saturday, Sunday. Had a few today, and now we've got to go back to work tomorrow. It's now 10 o'clock nearly. You've got to be up in 8 hours' time. Then you're going to be thinking, bollocks, I spent 500 quid, 300 quid, 200 quid, or whatever, and you've lost all the money you had all week. I used to know some construction people when I was working in the centre of London. I used to drink with them from all over the UK, and they earned a lot of money. They're all skint. I ran out of money by Thursday. This is the way it was, isn't it? Jason, refresh it. It's definitely higher. Oh, yes, this is 28, I don't know. When my tolerance now has reached its peak after years of abuse. That's when you don't. That's when you don't enjoy your drink anymore. It has no effect on you, does it? Because you're just drinking and drinking, self-medicate. It's my planned day to quit. Got a few in the garage fridge, but instructed my partner to pour them when I'm at work tomorrow. Okay, that's good. If you need any help, go on to the description on the link. There's a link in there on all the videos, and book a one-to-one or something. We can help you through, So, Mara, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and hit the notification to receive daily updates. That's a good point, yeah. I keep forgetting to mention that. Thanks to all the moderators to do this because it keeps me in check, really. Because I'm trying to, read the comments. Thanks to moderators again for doing it. If we only saw alcohol as a severe allergy, we think differently about alcohol. Of course we would. We don't take it seriously enough. I've said before, if you went to the doctor and said, I've got really high blood pressure, and he tell you to take something, there's a tablet, stop doing this, stop eating chips, go for a walk, then you would take notice of it. But when they tell you to cut down alcohol or stop drinking, you say, no, I know better. That's the problem. And, you've got all these other issues associated with alcohol, not just liver problems. You've got kidney problems, you've got pancreatitis. A lot of people don't even think about pancreatitis, That can kill you. And it's not just one thing. Cancers are linked to alcohol. Social problems linked to alcohol. Domestic stuff linked to alcohol. So lots of things associated, bad things associated with alcohol. John, I'm not looking forward to this terrible. At least we've got until at least mid-October. I hope so. Maybe going to be a bad winter because it's been a good summer. I don't know. It's just the dark days, isn't it? It makes people pissed off. Rain's been in exactly right, Steve. I don't enjoy drinking these days. You just don't numb yourself. The only reason I drank between 2014 and 2019 was to stop the fear of seizures. And I did try to get some medication, but it was refused it, which wasn't the best thing, was it? Again, if you'd like to drop a super chat in, please do. It doesn't have to be very much. Just to keep supporting the channel. It keeps us strong, keeps it going, because we're here to help you all. And thanks for being here. And thanks to all the new people as well. It's good. Electrolytes, stay strong. Yeah, that's a good point. My doctor sometimes encouraged me to drink. He had red cheeks, red nose. I changed the doctors. Really, that's a bit of a strange one. I think that maybe said when I already had a seizure, don't just stop. But prior to that, I never even knew. I'm not stupid. I'd dealt with a lot of drunks in the Met. I'm not about policemen. I'm about, people on the street, prisoners. I used to speak to the forced medical doctors at night when they used to come and, do fitness for interview checks and drink drives and take blood and all. And I used to say, oh, I drink a bit much. And the doctor would say, I drink a bit much too. And there was no sort of reference to, you might die. It was just basically, we'll just cut down a bit. There was no if you stop suddenly, then you're going to get a serious withdrawal. Nobody ever mentioned that. It was just straight on, taper off, a little bit. But nobody ever mentioned seizures. You can die from it. Blackstone, I read an article yesterday about someone who was an alcoholic but gave up and became £450 from food addiction. Jeez. Cars, some guy showed my YouTube, can't remember his name, but he was saying in the early days the importance of journalism, fears, resentments, and intentions. Exercise, meditation. Yeah, it's good to write things down. Not that I've ever done that. Journaling, Carl said, yeah. But my partner mentioned it a few while ago. Journaling. I've never done that. Not because I can't find a pen. But I agree, it could be good. Jason, I'm just drinking now to avoid anxiety and panic attacks. I'm sure I have ascites and liver damage. Thanks to people like you, I think I'll make it. What's your stomach like? Is it really distended? You best get to the doctor if you think that, Because if you've got ascites, it means that your liver's really was failing, isn't it? That's the thing. Yes, Car's journaling. Definitely. That's nice to do it phone. So, Morris, saying goodbye to alcohol is like saying goodbye to your best friend that's always been by your side in times of trouble. Yeah, but I know what you're saying, but when I gave it up, I was pleased. Eventually, being hospitalised, if that makes sense. Boob on a raw, what are those? Brom as a lamb is my thing. That stops it. I've never heard of that. What's that? Malthus, nice to see you here. First, my craving urge starts in my stomach in the afternoon. How do you ignore that feeling? Oof. I never had that. I never really had cravings. Not when I get older. I did a little bit when I was younger. I thought, oh, I've had a hard day. So a lot of people have hard days, you know. Oh, I've had a hard day. I'll have a drink. And I want the taste of it. Central London was always hot. That was my excuse. I just liked the sort of instant relax of it. What I thought was relax was turning to be a poison that nearly killed me. So when I have a diet, so when I have a date, I would buy myself a nice notebook and a pot of pen. Good idea. Don't write in front of them. But I'm not, yeah, we've got a bit of hilarity here. I'm going to have a bit of a laugh. But journaling is very good, yeah. According to my better half, very good. Andrew, has anyone had someone pour all your alcohol away thinking they're helping you? Knowing about having seizures is really important. Nobody's ever poured it away, but certainly chased me around the fields with it. I used to hide it in all sorts of places. Yeah, I didn't know anything about seizures. We need to talk about that more. Because people that I speak to today, as in, modern times, not when I first stopped, still don't know about it. It's not widely publicised. Everyone thinks of cirrhosis. Not many people mention the cancers. Not many people mention pancreatitis. Not many people mention heart attacks and strokes, aneurysms, all this sort. But pouring the drink away, I had some used to do that. Try to. Always had a little bit of a backup. How many cans were you consuming per day on average at your worst? When I was really ill, I was only having a small amount just to try and stop withdrawal. But when I was drinking heavily, I could drink 20, 25 pints a day on a good day. It was always a good day, wasn't it, when I was drinking? Electrolyte, my phone auto-corrected your name to electrolytes. God. Jason, so I understand, mate, but some so-called friends are like the devil. Yeah, I agree. Very few of them speak to me now. Jason only once. Terrifying. Yeah, so the whole host of problems we've got here. We've all had traumas, we've all had anxiety, and we've all drank too much. Now it's time to close that chapter. Even if it takes you a few months, start the ball rolling now. But don't just stop, as I said. Just think about it. Maybe do this journaling thing. You must have a plan for when you stop. Because boredom, I think, is the worst thing to take you back. This guy who I know who's got pancreatitis, he started because he was bored. It built up again. The same problems. And that's the big issue with him, and it really is terrifying to see people in the hospital die in front of you. That wasn't a good time for me in hospital on a special liver ward. That's what you're on because you got alcohol problems, haven't you? And people used to have heart problems as well, and they used to the bodies would go massive with this edema, and the arms and legs, especially legs and feet. So like water retention, horrible. And watching all that go down the sink, mass panic, screaming and crying. That's why I can't taper off. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just hard to taper. You need to get your rehab where you need. Certain people can't taper, but I couldn't. And I don't think the doctors are looking at it seriously enough, to be fair. That's the issue. If you do benefit from these lives, then please feel free to drop a super chat in or hit the button at the top, the coffee button as well. Thank you. Jason, I agree. Your alcohol is your best friend and becomes your master manipulator. It won't let you go. I think with me, it was more fear. The fear of withdrawal, the fear of feeling terrible. I was frightened. I'm not worried about saying that. I was very frightened of alcohol. In that I couldn't just stop it. Why couldn't I stop it? I wouldn't keep putting my hand in a hot fire or something that's doing me harm, but I couldn't get back. That's why I describe it as the different steps of alcoholism. The social drinking, then it's moderate, then it's heavy, then stage 3.5, I'd say, or stage 4, should we say. Then there's, heavy drinking when you've got issues, your money's going down, your relationship's finished just about, you've got problems at work. And I went to the next stage, stage 5 at work, which you lost control completely. You've fallen off the edge of the cliff, you see that by then. It's very difficult to get back on. Very, very difficult. Fez, if you do writing, journaling, rip it up afterwards and feel good. Steve, did you find the tip? Yeah, because, when you mentioned that, when I taped it, I wasn't still in withdrawal. Never really got off it. Never got a clean break from it. Jason, how do you feel the time minute you used to spend drinking? I'm just busy with other things now, really. Quite a bit of this, and I have to go to the gym, and I've got quite a busy life, really, outside of this, which is good. You'll soon find things to do. You think you're never going to fill in the time, but you can. 100%. Yeah. So, Kaz, when I was trying to taper off, the only time I felt a clean break from it was when I had the diazepam. I felt completely clean after 4 or 5 days of that. Tapering, I always felt exactly, you described that perfectly. It's a constant state of withdrawal. I think I lived in withdrawal for years. Horrendous. Thanks, Beef and Chicken. There's links there to my ebook. My ebook's only $5.99. There's lots of links in the videos and the description parts to that. It's really handy. If you're going to relapse, it'll pull you back. And links to the one-to-one as well. Neil Hughes, because tapering is just constant. Neil, to taper off might be okay if you're a moderate drinker or a heavy drinker. When you get to our stage, it's not easy. Yeah, that's right, Simona. Steve, don't forget suicide is higher amongst alcoholics. It's massively high amongst alcoholics. Because we think there's no end to it. It's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? I know a lot of people, I know some people who've died because of alcoholism, suicide. It gets too much. The pain, the regret, being on your own, all these sort of things could lead to suicide. And obviously depression, isn't it? Good point. A wolf in sheep's clothing in the shit of a pint glass. Yeah, 100%. It's about this video I did about, I've done a few, fantasy versus reality. The fantasy is that you can just pop to the pub and have 1 or 2 pints. The reality is you'll come back home, probably fall over, walk into an empty flat that's freezing cold and have no heating on, and be penniless. Once you get to that level, you can't keep going. Simple as that. Life is too miraculous. The world is too beautiful to waste in unconsciousness and misery. It is, yeah. It's a beautiful world, sober. I'm not talking about social drinking here. I'm about where we've been. We've been right down the bottom of the bottle, haven't we? Where you just can't function. Alcohol controls everything you do, everywhere you go, how you feel about things, how you deal with things, how you live, how your body feels, your mind feels. Cars, GP is useless, terrible. Recovery centre, that's what they said to me. And to get in the recovery centre, you had to be sober. I couldn't get sober. It's just a revolving door of cash for GPs, 100%. No help at all. Job, and I think I've decided to do something just in time. Another year or two carrying on how I was. Yeah, you would be dependent. When you get dependency, that's not good. That's where I was. GP, mine wasn't interested either. Saying goes, if you don't plan, you plan to fail. Yeah, you've got to have a plan. If you'd like to drop a super chat in, please do. It doesn't have to be a lot, but it does help the channel massively. Or hit the coffee link as well, which is pinned at the top. Because I don't put monetization on here, so everything flows pretty well. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. It's very true. John, 100%, they just throw more drugs at you unless a doctor, counsellor has been through what you have. They don't know exactly. You don't know what you do. They don't know what you feel like. I mean, all of us in here know more than the doctor regarding alcoholism because we've all been there, haven't we? It's not, they're good at additional medication. And surgeons are brilliant at fixing you. They're good people, don't get me wrong, but alcohol is something which they don't seem to put much time into. That's because there's so many heavy drinkers. That's the issue, isn't it? Fairs need to get sleep now. Good night. Hope you're okay. Have a good day tomorrow. Because where I go, Steve, yes, they breathalyze you and you have access to a GP there. They've never told me to be sober. Right, got you? Well, that's what I was told. Thanks for putting the links on there. People change put the links to the book on there again and the one-to-one. But please have a look at the book. It is very interesting because it tells a little bit of my life story. But I'm going to do another book which is a bit more detailed, which will be a bit more a personal thing really. Eflana GP was an algo. Right, I'll put you. Story about was 4:30. Good night. Speak to you soon. Have a good night. Well, good night's sleep anyway. 4:30 is quite early, isn't it? So yeah, it's been a good night's chat. It's only been an hour. We'll do a bit more time now because I think the few of us are up early tomorrow, won't we? But we survived the bank holiday, which is good, isn't it? Some feel a bit rough. Most will feel better than it did 2 weeks ago. I think it's helping here to have a few not old timers, but a few people who've been to the bottom of the bottle on here to advise. Because it's not just me. There's lots of people on here with a lot of information, advice, and experience of alcoholism to chip in as well, you know. John Doe, because GPs don't give to it. They don't seem to, no, they don't. Because there's so many of us. The first time I went to get diazepam, years and years and years ago, she got a sheet, basically like how to take these pills. There was hundreds of photocopied sheets of paper. I said, I thought I was the only alcoholic around here. I said, no, there's thousands. Thousands. Con, I'm terrified about looking through sober eyes if I make it through the detox. You'll be fine, Con, I really will. They spoke to me about this, so it's obviously common. I don't remember me and the demons I was running away from. Oh, sorry, the demons I was running or waiting. You'll be fine if you're going to get a detox. Trust me. The health service needs complete reconstruction of GP's attitude towards patients showing signs of alcoholism. Benzos need to be prescribed in a controlled manner. I agree. And there were at one point, the benzos I got, the diazepam, was very controlled. Beef and chicken, has anyone heard of taking glutamine to help with cravings? Never heard of that one. Richard, journaling is superb. Yeah, well, think about that. It's got to do with a bit of journaling, how you're feeling, how you want to feel, and start to plan things properly. Because, you know, as you said there, if you don't plan anything, you plan to fail, don't you? You got to have a plan of action to get rid of this. It's a monkey in your back. It's just horrendous. It never stops. When you get to the level I was at, it never stops. It's only because I was hospitalised that I actually stopped. Because I couldn't. I did try to stop. Don't get me wrong, I did try. But I got to the point where I was getting out of bed and just having a couple of cans so I could get living. Everything was broken in me. My mind, my body, my emotions. I was, I didn't want to answer the door. I couldn't open any letters. I went from being a very confident man to being a mouse, really. And on that note, I had rats in the flat as well. I couldn't even deal with them. I haven't heard of, so journey is superb, yeah. I'm not up tomorrow. I've booked yet another week off. That's good, John. Well done. If you get a week off. Cars Kenton, now the centre told me not to bother with Valium. It's a long-lasting drug. They told me Librium is the way forward. It's a shorter life. I need you to taper off from. Okay, I never got offered any of those. But we're talking about 11 years ago now, aren't we? So, it's a while ago now. But the thing I will push to people as well, once you do get sober, as I always say, years, don't go back on it. Because I've been sober a long time. As in, the last 20 years, I've only drank for 5. So, but those 5 are critical. Because when you're off it, you've got to stay off it. As soon as you go back on it, it hits you like a train again. And that's extremely dangerous when you relapse after a long period off. Because everything will crumble then. And that's when all your organs will just feel worse. Because you're getting older as well, That's the problem. Con, I'm going through the emotions now still. We drink are used to numb feelings, blackouts and trauma. Yes, they're there when we're sober, but we're stronger than ever. We all have problems every day. But when you're sober, then you can deal with them. That's the difference. Let's learn, John. Don't stop. I dread tomorrow. Well, you get through it. You got to get through it, and you got to be tough. But you'll thank the people in here when you're off the booze. You will. Jason, I actually think alcoholics are beautiful people just trying to numb the pain of cruelty in the world. Yeah, I think you're probably right there. Like I said, mostly fairly good people pleasers, soft, emotionally, um, very affable people, easy to get on with. And it's the meatheads, the hard as nails people who don't get affected by this mentally, that I've found anyway. Because most of the people I do one to ones with, I speak to them every day on a video call, and they're all nice folk. Well, as you are, I can't say, I can just tell by the way you text, the way you are, and anybody who's an idiot gets knocked out of here anyway. Then the harvest seems to last a week now after a weekend of drinking. In my mid-40s now. Yeah, that'll happen. That's just the body telling you, wow, no. I did a little short video today, which is basically, if your hangover lasts more than 24 hours, then that's when you need to put the brakes on the booze. It's as simple as that. Please, if you are benefiting from these lives, which I hope you are, I think I am, then please drop a super chat in or hit the buy me a coffee link. It helps to keep the channel strong and going. John Doe, I felt like I'm falling apart. Health wise, when I drink, that disappears. It's so hard. I'm 49 now, 50 in December. Yeah, I know what you're saying. You will fall apart health wise, unfortunately. But when you get sober, your body will fight for you again. Cars, we are great people, honest, sensitive. We just got lost. You're right. Very sensitive people. As I said before, the meathead people, the daft folk, they should be all right. It's when we try to people please, we get anxious, and there's a lot of anxiety amongst people anyway. It's how you deal with it, isn't it? Some people put some music on, some people meditate, some people have a little nap, some people will relax. But we've gone for the option of alcohol, which is just caught us by the short trailers, unfortunately. And you can't just stop it. You can't just wait, oh, I'm going to just stop, which is what I try to do. I thought, it's going to be easy. Was it bollocks? End up seriously ill with it. Serious. And I stopped, and I started. Relapsing, backwards and forwards. The false trap of thinking, I'll just have one, I'm cured now. That's the problem as well, isn't it? We're great people, honestly, we are. Jason, John, I get the bit, but I'm sure life can be wonderful. It is. Electroliner every night. As you keep 8 beers, sometimes go over. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off the charts. And then that's Monday dread. It's a bit of a pattern that. We all do that. We'll have a few, and then we'll think, a bit more. And then as soon as you look at the clock again, it's 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock, Sunday night, Monday night. And the bank holiday, you've got to go back to work tomorrow. And the fear and dread and this impending doom thing comes on, doesn't it? John Doe, do you see your 50s as maybe a decade of sobriety? Good point. So I bet these meatheads are not all right behind closed doors. You see what they allow you to see. That's a good point. Yeah, you never know, do you? Could be drinking a bottle of whiskey in the house, crying their eyes out. Straight, I will go to bed now. Honestly, you only got 6 hours, maybe. Say that quietly, 6 hours. 6 hours is good for me. Rains, alcoholics need long-term therapy to readjust to managing life with alcohol. Maybe they do. I didn't have any. Maybe I didn't ask for any. Maybe I just think I'm a warrior. I've never really been into all that. Although my partner says I should get some sort of consider counselling or something like that. Had a bit of a bad carry on. But nothing to do with the police. It was personal. John Doe, not really. No, I've tried. I mean, the best thing you can do is to, as I said before, change your mindset. Fegbeck, good evening. How are you? Change your mindset and realise that this alcohol, Karen, is not going to do you any good at all. It's going to destroy you physically, mentally, and it will bring you down very fast. And it'll not. It's not sustainable. It's not relapse is not sustainable. And we're very lucky to be here. Some of us, very lucky indeed, because a lot of people 6 foot under now who did exactly what I did and probably a bit less. So I'm very grateful to be here. Hearing some of these stories here makes me feel lucky that don't work. That I could hold one down now. That's the problem. A lot of people can't hold a job down when they get to this point, can they? It's a good point, Kaz. Did you ever do what I do? Go to a different shop every day so it doesn't. Yeah, I used to feel nervous about going to the same shop. Not that they give a toss. Richard Bruce Splendid, Nick G. Forgot trying to tackle all your 50s one day at a time. Small steps, 100%. Yeah, you can't do it. Rome wasn't built in a day. I was a bit of a daft saying that, but it is true, isn't it? You've got to take your time. Take your time in life and, learn as you go along. If you want to drop a super chat in, please, if you enjoy the channel and these lives are helping, if you keep them up every day, if you want me to, I'll keep them off every day. I'll join, hit the buy me coffee link. As I said before, if it is too much every day, let me know. But there seems to be a lot of regulars on, which is good. The sense of being born in this universe of trillions to one. Life is so precious, we will probably be dead forever trying to prolong your life. You won't get another chance. I know what you mean. You're not here long, are you? So you might as well enjoy it and try and be happy. Because I've never been happy in my life. And I've said a million times before, you never see a happy drunk, do you? They're always pissed off. Mike Smith, stay off the booze, people, 100%. Yeah, you never see happy drunk. They're always miserable. They go for breakfast with this one, they're all sitting there. Dreadful people. Not dreadful people, I mean, there's a dreadful bad mood. I was in a bad mood when I was drinking. I wasn't happy at all. I must have looked like a dreadful person. I wasn't really. Alcohol made me into a bit of a pain in the arse. Most of the time, but I guess the stage where you don't give a toss what the shop thinks. I think you're right there. Sometimes you get a bit nervous about going to the same shop, but you think I've got to have that substance. I've got to have that drug. And you do anything to get it. Simple as that. Stay off the booze, says Mike. Strokes on 50 is no age for a special birthday for you. Try and see the positives in your life. You help people in here, you're a good man. Yeah, exactly. We're all good people in here, aren't we? We all help each other. And that's the basis of why I'm doing this. To help people and to, crack on with it. And let me know if you want it every day. If you want to drop a super chat in, please do, or buy me a coffee links at the top. I mean, if every day is too much, I can bring it down a bit. Or if you want me to keep going, I will. Every day, it doesn't bother me. Can you tell us a story about arresting a wrong in London? Oh, I could tell you thousands, but I might not. I better not go into all that. Basically, in central London, it's quite easy because there's lots of policemen there. That's probably the best way to describe it. Because it's very well policed, because of tourism, because of the type of folk who live there and work there. You get what I'm saying about Westminster and things. Because you sound like one of the sensible ones. Take it easy, every day. Please, I do. Yeah, so arresting people in London wasn't a problem for me. If you've got the confidence, you get on there, So yeah, we've talked about quite a lot tonight. I think the biggest motivation to stay sober is for family. I thought that, Blackstone, until the doctor said to me, you can't look after anybody else or think about anybody else unless you look after yourself. You can look after your family or think about them when you're sober yourself, when you're in a good place, if that makes sense. So you've got to be motivated for yourself. But that is a reason, definitely. I mean, maybe it was for my daughter as well, but I wanted my health back so I could support her. Because once you've got your health back, everything opens up for you because your health is well. If you haven't got your health, you've got nothing, have you? No matter what status you've got in life, doesn't matter what you're doing in life. If you haven't got your health, then you're knackered, aren't you? Neil, I used to go to the same local shop for booze. They weren't bothered and told me a massive amount of people come here every day, every night. Exactly. It'd be fun. Like when I went to the doctors, like I said earlier, I thought I was the only alcoholic around, and pulled out these papers full of photocopied sheets of how to take diazepam, hundreds of them. Don't even know I still drink. I've learned a lot from these lives and a previous detox. Yeah, it's good that you learn. It's good. Please, I've stopped counting. Oh yeah, stop counting. I was in my local only for 4 beers at 10:30 this morning. I need it. Yeah, if you need it, you'll get it, won't you? If you need it, you will get it. And that's the important thing because it's an addiction, isn't it? Look at the lens drug addicts, other drug addicts, because alcohol is a drug, would go to get the booze, to get the score. You're going to get your score as in the booze, aren't you? Is it a bad sign that your only friends seem to want to meet up for a drink? No, no, you've just been associating with that sort of people. Well, a lot of people have a drink, don't they? A lot of people can just drink socially. We can't. Let's learn I prefer Asda near me just got 8 pints of Heineken and 3 big bottles of Peroni, less than 20 quid. That's a good price. A lot of people will continue to drink, and good luck to them. They've got their own lifestyle. You can't persuade people to give up. Hello, Tracy. How are you doing? Nice to see you. You can't tell people what to do. Lots of people will kill themselves with alcohol. But it's just one of them things. But a lot of people I know who I've spoken to, they just say to me, "Oh, you still have the booze." Yeah, I've finished with it, giving it all up, And so you don't get bored, never. And then they see my life improve, then they don't like it. They get very boring people, aren't they? And they just become not even friends; they're just associates, really, ex-drinking partners. Yeah, it's very, very cheap alcohol in the shops now, isn't it? It's not. Um, it's not doing any good. Just wait for another month. At the front of all the big supermarkets will be crates and crates of beer, at discounted prices again. And you go into this, I mean, I've been sober a few years now, but you go into a shop and you see people buy 10, 15 bottles of wine, a couple of bottles of spirit, and, three pork pies and a bag of crisps sort of thing. And most of the bill is on booze, isn't it? 184 quid, £24 on food and 160 on alcohol. All for a crazy Sunday lunch, which I suppose is Sunday lunch, isn't it? Christmas lunch, just a Sunday lunch with a bit of cranberry sauce in it. And then they'll just be arguing, falling asleep. Usual carry on at Christmas. Bored. Because that's why some of the supermarkets are open on the bank holiday now, Boxing Day, don't they? 190 for Peroni. Yeah, that is cheap, isn't it? Well, that's going to be even worse. There'll be more and more people drinking this Christmas than ever because of the recession, I think. The country's on its knees. People are getting pissed off. I was listening to LBC the other night. There's a phone in about how angry Britain has become, the road rage and all that sort of thing. There's a lot of problems in this country. You will at Christmas time. The police will be dreading it. Public order issues now because of the. It's just a bit of society is. The more it goes downhill, the more people drink to try and escape the job losses, the poverty, and all this sort of thing. Jason, the only thing I don't like about you being live is I don't want to leave to get a drink and miss that live talk and messages. That's all right. Don't worry about that. We all see the problem here. It probably would get a bag of chips as cheap these days. Well, I mean, some places beer is cheaper than water, isn't it? Especially some of the discount shops. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, it's nearly 10:30 now, so we'll wrap up in a few minutes. Everyone else wants to drop a super chat in, please do. I'll hit the coffee link. We've had a good chat. There's been about 70 people on, which is pretty good. Which is excellent, actually, isn't it? Try Talk Radio. They're angry on there. They are, aren't they? LBC, that's the one I'm on about, yeah. Everyone's angry on there. Get some right weird people talking about like having birthday parties for disabled dogs and that. Really strange, but gets me to sleep. Dan, my really good friends say that they won't drink in front of me, but just because my party's over doesn't bother me. Exactly. Forget about them. Forget about what other people do. Look after yourself. Doesn't bother me. People get pissed on about it. I'm past that. I was never a social drinker, really. I went from teenage drinking to heavy drinking. There's no moderate drinking, social drinking. There's nothing like that. It was just like teenage. Wow, that's laptop. Teenage drinking to madness. Everything I've done in life has been quite extreme. It's probably the same as you. There wasn't this build-up of having a couple of cans of beer when I was 16 and then having a few more when I was 20. It was like I hit at 16 and just carried on like a fast Japanese bullet train. That's what happened to me because I thought, wow, this is my drug of choice and I'm going to like hammer it. I don't know why, but I did. Colin, thanks to you, Stuart and all. Yeah, okay, well, let's say good night tonight. It's been really good tonight. 58 people at the moment, which is really good. Really good. If you want to leave a super chat or buy me a coffee, then please do. On the description part, if you want help, there's a link in there. There's an ebook on there, and the number for join the WhatsApp group, which is growing all the time. It's good. It's all on there. My number's on there. You can text me anytime. And good luck tomorrow, because tomorrow is not Monday, is it? Tomorrow is Tuesday, so we're already running through the week. Next Monday is the 1st of September. And I can remember Christmas Day is today. So I don't know whether life's speeding up or the world's turning faster. But this year has just flown by. Incredible. Okay, folks, good night all, and we'll see you tomorrow night, which I keep thinking is Monday tomorrow, but it's not. It's Tuesday. And it's just going, wow, what's happened there? Love you all, and see you very, very soon. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you tomorrow. If anybody's got any particular subjects you want me to cover, please drop me a line on this number here. Obviously, it's +44 if you're outside the UK. There we go. Just drop me a line in there, because no doubt people have thousands of questions, and I can do a video on that or whatever, or make sure everything's covered. Thanks, Steve, in the chat for sharing. You're achieving a nice friendly community here, the friendly community of drinkers. Yeah, brilliant, and we're doing well. Everyone's keeping themselves well, I hope, and a few people will fall by the wayside, but come back and get back on the sober bus is the way forward, isn't it? And all the best. Speak to you soon.